Hi, I'm Mike Wright. This question's for Ray. It's with reference to the earlier question asked by the people of the Community Association. They asked what you were going to do if you were re-elected. And I thought that was interesting that you talked about what the other MPs do, because basically it sounded like you were just reading back newspaper clippings of what's happened over the past 3 years. So I guess my question is, if you do have a plan, why didn't you tell us what it was at that time? Or is it that you don't want to tell us what the plan is in the case that it endangers a majority government for Stephen Harper?
You kind of lost me on the curve there. I think I heard you say, is there a plan? And I said there was a plan, and the plan is to increase probability of resources for the Palliser riding, to look at avenues that we can get our fair share of dollars that are available. We want to put those dollars to work. We know that there's a big hole in our infrastructure programs throughout Canada, and certainly Saskatchewan is no exception to that. We know that we have to generate dollars to help with the basic appealing kind of things, but nevertheless, if we don't have them, we're in big trouble. And I'm talking about water and sewer and light and power and energy. And those things all take money, and we have to do the best we can to generate those dollars to help cities, towns, and villages in this riding. So that's part of it. The other part I would suggest to you is that we continue to put recreational facilities, which in fact is a preventive health measure. People that are healthy and work out regularly and enjoy walking and jogging and recreational activities certainly live longer. There's no question about that. So we will definitely put that in place. We've already alluded to the fact that health care is an issue, not only for Palliser, but for across Saskatchewan and Canada. We've put together part of a program that didn't see the light of day, but I'll share that with you. It's $20,000 tax credit for physicians that work in the rural part of Canada, and $10,000 extra for nurses that work in the rural part of Canada. So those are specifics. Is there another question?
Sure, yeah. If the importance of infrastructure is great to the Conservative government, why was there not a single elected representative or a single bureaucrat from the federal government at the National Infrastructure, the first ever National Infrastructure Summit held here in Regina?
With due respect to you and your statement, you're wrong. I was there, checked the registration, and I took part in the conference.
Well, this is the first time I've seen you here, so I don't recognize your face, I guess.
we probably move in different circles, I imagine.
Priorities. I have priorities to parents who are dealing with childcare. I have priorities to students who are dealing with the increased cost of tuition, and priorities to seniors who are on fixed incomes. Now, and that includes the insufficient increases in the CPP. And as your Member of Parliament, one of the commitments I can give to you is if members of Parliament are going to be voting increases to their own salaries and their pensions, I won't do that unless I'm giving an increase to the pension, the public pension, the CPP, that all of my bosses, being you, are entitled to. So I think it's important we prioritize the citizens of Palliser first. Now, in terms of infrastructure, many of you will remember that earlier on this year, we came within hours of a boiled water advisory right in Regina and Moose Jaw because Buffalo Pound had an electrical problem. Now, when we're talking about infrastructure projects and you compare that to buying F-35 fighter jets, I'm sure most of you would rather know that the water that comes out of your tap is safe rather than having F-35 stealth fighters that most of our allies across the world are now pulling out of. So I think focusing on clean drinking water is a priority, and the infrastructure projects that we provide and the funding we provide to municipalities is insufficient now. We have to increase that and let our municipalities have the creativity and the leeway to address the types of problems that they're having right now.